In our day-to-day life, we can see that in each and every organization is having their employees. Is it right or not? So, for example, just a general scenario I'll discuss with you. So, what is a general scenario means? For example, in a XYZ company is there. So, one organization that XYZ company is there. See, if I'm ready to enter into that XYZ company, like a so I am an employee. Just recently I was joined. So I attended the interview. Just okay. So they give an offer letter for us. Then I am ready to join. So how to join it? We have some formalities are there. What kind of formalities are there? So for example, if I am ready to enter into a organization, that people can ready to take a signature, like a administration process. So some kind of the forms, and so they are ready to assign so some kind of the roles to us. Roles is nothing but so what is it, responsibilities in our day-to-day life. We can see that, say for example, I am ready to just join in the organization as a accountant. Yes, my designation they kept as a so what does it means? Accountant only. So account department area. So they are ready to assign some kind of the space, and some kind of the roles are there. So everything they will assign. So same scenario in our ServiceNow also. For example, I'm using ServiceNow. I'm an administrator. Okay. So how can I ready to add some my employees as a users, as a employees, whatever it may be. Okay. So here that the user administration can help to initialize the each and every individuals as a users. Yesterday we discussed in our topic what kind of the issues we discussed. For example, system administrators can ready to enter into any other account. So any other account means nothing but so other users, other employees is nothing but like an employee also you can keep. So any other user account he can ready to enter, and he can able to check. So that is a impersonation of the user. So we already discussed. Now then how to create the user if a new employee or a new person is just entered into that service now. So I am an administrator. So one of my employee is ready to switch to the service now. He wants to use. So as a user, how we can create as a user to my employee. So that is the reason, and how I assign the roles and how I assign the group is nothing but each and every departments like a groups are there. So how I just ready to keep this person into a group. So each and everything today I am ready to discuss, and after completion of this class, so definitely the end of the class I will give some of the questions to you how to do that, and some homework also I'm ready to give. Okay, so you can do it. So you can see here now, let's we move that. See what is mean by user. The manage the individuals who can access your instance by defining them as users in the system. So create users groups and assign users to them. So use roles to specify what different users and user groups can see and do. So what is the meaning of this? Okay, user definition means simple. For example, some of the individuals, they are ready to just enter into the service now. They want to use they want to some kind of actions they want to do that. So that kind of the situations we are ready to define that person as a that like a user. We are defining that one is a user. I'm giving some responsibility to that person to make some kind of the changes or whatever it may be. So he wants to create the tickets, or he wants to so some of the modifications he want to do that. Like a if I'm ready to just join as a developer also, some developer roles will be there. So that user is ready to define. Yes, so I'm joining in that organization means yes, I am just become as a one user. Otherwise, if Amazon account is there, just example yesterday I discussed. So I'm ready to create my account. Yes, I am also one of the user, whatever it may be, employee or end users. Those who want to use that in a service now, that people are ready to enter into the users. So how to create it? So that is a very, very important one. For example, I am a system administrator. I want to create that user. Okay. So those who have the chance means only that system administrators ready to just create the users, because he knows everything about that, who is the user, who is not a user. Okay now, so he is ready to just create. Now we'll enter into the, already just I entered into that particular ServiceNow ID. I just in a developer website. So developer.servicenow.com, I given my credentials. Then, so finally, when I'm ready to click on start building. Okay. So when I click on start building, then see my UI page, user interface has to appear like this. Okay. So how I create user? So simple. So when we go to the, so system, okay, administration, or otherwise you can simply, you can type that users. Okay now, so once you see that user administration will be there here, so here it will appear that is a user administration. So the user administration is having the users, is it right or not? So otherwise you can see that user administration. Okay. See, user administrations are there. In that particular user administrations, more modules are there. So what kind of the modules are there? Role attributes are there, users are there, groups are there, roles are there, login users are there. So many of the options will be present in a under user administration application. So now I will go to that user administration application. Then I am ready to create one user. So that's why I'm ready to just click on users. See, all predefined users are there. These are the demo data. So demo data means, so in our organization already employees are there. I want to make it as some kind of the practice. Okay, so not a problem. Actually, so those who have the original is nothing but, so paid versions will be there. So company has to take as a paid version of the service now. So that paid versions doesn't have the dummy data. So it's a practical. So and the two created users only it will available. So these are the all are is a demo data only for the practice purpose. So every instance ability tutor will be there. Abraham Lincoln is also in every instance. Every instance it will be repeated because of the demo data it should be. Okay, right. Now I want to create my user. So I want to create one person as a user. How it should be? So simply you can click on new. Okay, if you click on new, so then the user form will appear like this. See, I will explain one by one. See how it should be. This is a form. So the user ID, so email, first name, last name, title, department, password needs reset, locked out, active, web service access only. So internal integration user, like this right side, language, calendar integration, time zone, date format, business phone, mobile phone, photo. So these are all are different type of options. We need to give these details. Then how it should I give? So I'll explain each and everything one by one. Now the user ID. What is mean by user ID? The create a unique identifier for this user service now login username. For example, what is the meaning of that? So if I just enter into that organizations, definitely, so I need to so create one employee ID, because so I have employee ID, so another person having their own employee ID. So each and every person having as in employee IDs are there. So that's why that is the user ID is nothing but if a employee is entered into that organization, it is just considered as a employee ID. So typical examples of users IDs are like a test 1 and test 2. For example, if I want to give that, so example test 1, test 2. So you cannot create a new user whose user ID duplicates an existing user. If you do import duplicates from an update set, they more recently created name takes the duplicate user ID. So what is the purpose of that information? Means simple. So for example, if you know that is a Aadhaar number or otherwise PAN number, so the PAN number is not to duplicate because of the reason it's a permanent and it is a, so single person can assign one user. What does it mean? See, whatever maybe is a PAN number. Is it right or not? What is the meaning of? So no duplications will occur. This user ID is also no duplications will present. It should be, it's a So constant. So each and every employee is having own or one user ID only, because see, Shiva is there. The 2 to 3 members are Shivas are there in the organizations. How can we identify? Yes, we can give that employee ID. Yes, according to the employee ID only we can easy to identify. We cannot duplicate that. So Shiva, right? Is it right or not? Yes, that is the reason. And next we'll go with a, this is a user ID. Now I want to just so give that user ID. So if you want to give that any name or anything also, but duplications are not possible. So I want to give that employee ID only. So EMP. Okay, so 2345 I given like this. So that's it. User ID completed. So then next one is a field name is a first name. So what is the field name? So everyone knows that the first name of the user. So enter the first name of the user. So now I'm ready to enter into that. So who's that? He is a Henry. Okay, so Henry. So Henry and last name you already know that is it the last name of the particular. So what does it means? One note is also there. You can clear the first name field or the last name field in an existing user record, but you cannot clear both at the same time. What is the meaning of this one? So for example, I want to clear that first name. Okay, not a problem. It will consider the last name. Okay. So last name I'm ready to just remove, and first name I will keep it. So nothing will happen. But at a time the first name and last name, when I'm ready to remove it, so it's not possible to consider. So it is not taking as a proper so name. Okay, got it. So because some people they are unable to keep that initials or anything. So some people they will keep that last name as a initial, whatever it may be. So Henry Johnson, for example, just like example. So first name and last name I given, and we'll go to the next one is a title. So what is the meaning of the title? Enter a title or job description or select one from the list. So what is the meaning of this one? See, the title means I will show that examples, then only you will easy to identify. The suggestions are there. So what is the suggestion? The title is nothing but this employee as a sorry administrative assistant or CEO, chief executive officer, or otherwise chief financial officer, or otherwise a chief technology officer, whatever it may be. Sorry. Next one is a maybe he's a director, maybe he is a IT technician or junior developer or sales executive or senior developer, solution consultant, whatever it may be, system administrator, vice president. Okay, so you easy to understand that. So what is the meaning of that? The what is a designation? So what the purpose is, right, to just joining like a, so he is a CEO or a CFO, what it may be. So these kind of the situations, so we can make it, and so we can identify. For example, he is a junior developer. I'm right to just saying as a junior developer. Got it? I given he is a his title name is a department or whatever designation name. So junior developer, and department and name is also there. So what is a department name? So what is a department name? So select the user's department from the list. So what does it means department once you see that? Okay. So department C once. So customer support department, we have the number of departments are there each and every organization, like a sales departments are there, financial departments are there, development department is there, and HR department, IT department, product management department. So these are multiple departments are there in organization. So that's why if we are ready to just okay clarify, so which department he is ready to just enter, so directly he can give that it's a IT department. Okay now, IT department I'm ready to give that. So and next one is a password needs reset. So what is the meaning of this one? So password needs reset is nothing but select this checkbox to require the users to change the password during the first login. Got it? So what I said, see, what is the meaning of this one? Passwords needs reset means, for example, I am an administrator. I am creating the user ID. Is it right or not? User I'm creating. So, but whenever he is ready to join in the user as a user ID, so then if I just create one password, the user is using same password means what is the use of the password? So password is nothing but it is a secure one. Okay. So other people they doesn't have any knowledge on the password. So there is their own, so what they want to give that their own they will give. So that's why administrator is not having any authentication to create the password. So that's why when I'm ready to click on this, so checkbox like this, then what happened? When employee like a user Henry Johnson is ready to enter his first time, at the time that screen will ask that passwords needs to reset. So new password they will ask. So the form will ask that to create a new password because your first time you're login. So that's why you can create your own password. So that's why when I'm ready to check like this, yes, the user can ready to create their own password. So that is the one reason. And next one is so locked out. What is mean by locked out? So select this checkbox to lock the user out of the instance and terminate all their active sessions. So the system prevents users with the admin role from locking themselves out. So what is the meaning of this? So for example, so one of the employee has left from the organization. So then what I have to do that I am just he is some running, so he is doing some actions in our instance, but so he left the organization, he joined other organization, whatever it may be. So he left from the organization. I don't want to create, I don't want to delete any records from the particular user because each and every actions are related to the user ID. So it can write a list out. Yes, for example, some actions has done. So the who did these actions, everything it will list out. It will track in a service now. So when I'm ready to click on this, when I'm ready to check this box, locked out means this employee is previously worked in this organization. Now this organization is not having this employee, but this employee has some actions already he did. Okay, so that is the reason. So when I just click on that, so in a further sessions, so it is not accepting with the user ID and password, but so it should be present. Got it? So that is a locked out meaning. And next one is the active. So you know very well about that active. So select this checkbox to make this user active. So if a user is an active or non-active, what is a user is active or non-active is nothing. But if I write to just active is empty, then this user is not present. It's this form is not valid. Okay, just like a dummy, it's not for any kind of usage. So when I'm ready to just click on it like a checkbox, I'm keeping true. So then automatically what will happen, the user is inactive in this instance whenever he is ready to use his password and ready to enter. So that's why you can see here, see those who are working in a organizations means employee ID can work and everything is work. So when he left from the organization, automatically what will happen, so that organizations all credentials are ready to block. So whenever right you just click on it, so he is an inactive person, so no actions are performing in this particular area. So that is the reason. Now every time every form or every table is having same situation like active. Okay now. And next one is internal integration user. What is the internal integration user? Select this checkbox to designate this user as an internal integration user. So what does that mean? Some kind of the internal purpose only. So we are using that internal purpose only to create some of the default things. So not having the proper meaning. So and web services access also there. So what is a web services access means? ServiceNow is not a UI based. It is a web services also it can provide like a So Amazon, Flipkart, how it should be look like that. So same as is it can try to provide. So some areas only we can having the credentials having the permissions to the particular user, so we can check boxes true, otherwise it's not possible to give that. And you know very well about that email, so the company organization is right to just create one email, it will provide, or otherwise that own email id, so they are right to mention here. And language means is only single language is there, which language he wants to use that, but now at present only English language is there, we can use it. And calendar integrations. So what is the meaning of the calendar integrations? Now the Outlook is right to integrate with our calendar. So whenever meetings are there, so any scheduler jobs are there, everything it can ready to integrate with our Outlook. So, and next one, time zone is also there. So what is the meaning of the time zone? Time zone is nothing but, so user is in a America, or some users are there in a UK or US, whatever it may be. So in India, so each and every their own what does it means time zones they will set up. So that is the reason. And the date format, just as usual what we said that, so some for example this user is right to just create that is a date format is a mmddyy, not a issue. So according to that, so particular user it can display same format. And business phone number and mobile phone number, you know very well about that. And the next one, so what is that? Photo. So what is a photo means? So the user photo. So where we are using, for example, if I use this one, John, Henry Johnson, so that person photo, so they will upload. That is the reason. That's it. Okay. So simply when I'm ready to click on that submit, see here once. So when I right to click on submit, so it will shows all information. So where is that employee ID? See, I'll check it where it will be employee EMP. Just I'm clicking. See that employee already there. So what I'm just created just now EMP2345. So when I just click on it, it should be ready to present like this. And see, once you observe that some extra options also appeared in our form. So what kind of the extra form, extra things are there? See, entitled custom tables, roles, groups, delegates, subscriptions. So these are the extra things are added. So after saving the record only, it should be add, and see that update and set password is also updated. So when I click on it, we can set the password for that. Okay, so that is the reason. And location is also, sometimes location will also present in that forms. So location means where we are having, for example in a USA, so location like this. In our day-to-day life, we can see that in each and every organization is having their employees. Is it right or not? So for example, just a general scenario I'll discuss with you. So what is a general scenario means? For example, in a, so XYZ company is there. So one organization that XYZ company is there. See, if I'm ready to enter into that